We're all here so we can show people what the legacy of George W. Bush has been, to spread this message far and wide, and to let everybody know who his friends and his cohorts in his effort to destroy our country have been. And we're standing across the street from one of the offices. One of those folks are obstructionist in chief, Senator Mitch McConnell, that we are going to send back to Louisville this November. Now look, as gas and food prices skyrocketed, home prices crash, and the war in Iraq drags on, it's not surprising that the polls tell us most Americans disapprove of George W. Bush's performance. Believe it or not, we are not standing here in front of the office of the obstructionist in chief, Mitch McConnell, to rub salt in those wounds or to attack the president personally. In fact, it's just the opposite. We're here, Senator McConnell, because while President Bush's name will appear in the history books, the failures of the last 8 years cannot be chalked up to one man. The failure of the Bush administration is the failure of the conservative ideology and the resulting style of governance. It is the failure of Mitch McConnell and his minions who took it upon themselves to rubber stamp the president's failed policies and swat down any effort to make this country better for working people.
That's right, yeah!
Mitch McConnell voted in lockstep with President Bush 96% of the time. This is McConnell's bus as much as it is George W. Bush's, brothers and sisters. McConnell voted to enable Bush's repeated tax cuts for millionaires and big corporations that never even managed to trickle down to the people who really work for a living. McConnell has voted time and again to keep our troops stuck in the crosshairs of a civil war in Iraq. McConnell voted against fixing the president's costly, confusing, and corrupt prescription drug policy for seniors that not only benefits the big drug companies. McConnell pushed through energy policy that did nothing to lower gas prices and instead doled out billions to the big oil companies making record profits, brothers and sisters. Yes, Kentucky, Mitch McConnell will leave behind his own legacy of putting loyalty to Bush far ahead of Kentucky's struggling working families, senior citizens, veterans, and children that were denied S-chip coverage. Brothers and sisters, it's time for us to take this legacy and to let all of our members, all of working America, all of working Kentucky know what these policies have done, what they have wrought. It is no surprise when we go across this state, when we talk to working men and women, that they are struggling and that they are tired of the policies that Mitch McConnell and George W. Bush and John McCain have repeatedly supported.